Ha! I just realized I did my intro muted. Like a genius. We are on top of things today, apparently. This is the best way to start off a show. Muted. Oh my goodness. Hello everyone and welcome to Longer and Harder, the show on the internet where R&D kind of sometimes forget that how microphones work. I hope you all are having a great Sunday because our R&D is apparently just the best. Just the best. Hello. It's time to say hi to everybody. Hi Gio, hi Deathpool, hello Ola H, hello Adrian, hello Luke, hello Bohobel. Sightstrike is here too. Oh my goodness, what? And the Tech God. I always want to call you the Tech God, but you're not. Nice TV, thank you. It's actually fairly small, but not much of a TV watcher, so I don't feel the need to have like a giant. I'm gonna lower that. Let's look. I don't feel the need to have a giant TV, so that's just more or less how that ends up going. I also don't think I have beer of the week set up because why would I? So that's okay though. We're not gonna look at my face for too long. See, like none of this is ready. Ha! Professionalism. Yeah. Things and stuff. We do have a beer of the week. I'm gonna go get it real quick because I just messed everything out. Carriers has arrived. Hello, Sean Carroll. How are you? No beer. We do have a beer. I forgot to set it up like the incompetent YouTuber that I am. There we go. It's actually very exciting to me. I'm very, very excited about the beer today. I like it better when you didn't talk. Oh, goodness. It's not a wheat beer at all. One of these days. One of those. Show us Homs. Homs is hiding with my wife. However, auxiliary cat Emma is right here, so we'll get to watch her for the rest of the stream. We'll get through beer of the week, and then we'll get to do that. You don't have to look at this ugly mug the whole time. Just a little bit this time around, just a little bit. So I hope you all are having yourselves a wonderful, Merry Thanksgiving to all of you. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. If you live in a country that, enjoys misery and Black Fridays, congrats on surviving Black Friday this year. Good on ya. To everyone else in the world, happy Thursday. No, it's not a Thursday. I mean, but happy last Thursday because that's the thing that happened. So yeah, that's a thing. Housekeeping. We have housekeeping today. We got 365 freedom days instead of Thanksgiving. That's good. Housekeeping. There is one bit of housekeeping that we have to take care of today. Is that we have ourselves a new patron. Whose name I don't remember because it's over here. Come on, computer. I did remember it earlier. We have a new patron, so I have to thank him. And I will figure out his name in a second, because professionalism. Thank you, Hayden Michael, for becoming a patron this week. Your name isn't quite in the things and the systems yet. I haven't quite gone around to it, but they will be for the next video. I'm sorry. You kind of should have just late enough for me not to be able to add you to the video credits in the last video and the Orphan Red video, but you will be for next week's video. Which might be a debate video if I can get my shit together. It might be because I'm actually fairly close to. That's not the right tab. I've actually finished the script, so all I gotta do is record it and do the editing part. So hopefully that'll be a thing. But thank you very much, Hayden Michael, for your wonderful pledge. If you show up to the stream today, let me know you get some free boobs. So just show up and say a thing, and we will get you there. So yeah, that's a thing. Last night was whiskey night. Ooh, whiskey night's always good. Black Friday Earth Count. Oh goodness. Yeah, I was watching a video. I don't know if this is all 2018 stuff, but I was watching a video of like a compilation of 2018 Black Friday stuff. Like people beating the shit out of each other because that's what Americans do on Fridays after Thanksgiving. After we are thankful for the great things that we have, we go out and beat the shit out of each other because that makes sense on, to celebrate the early start of that holiday where we're supposed to celebrate peace on earth and whatnot. We beat the shit out of each other for big TVs because that's fucking reasonable. Sorry, I am very bitter about the holidays. I am not a fan of holidays, as you will probably find out as the holidays approach. Not a fan. So yeah, Blackfire Death since 2016. Oof. Oh god. Free boobs. Where? I don't see any. Arg. I know. Well, hopefully if Hayden shows up, we can get some free boobs. Is that it for? I think that might be it for housekeeping. So, I do want to. Do I have beer of the week actually set up? I do have beer of the week set up. And I'm gonna keep the camera on me just a second so you can see how awesome this beer is, or at least how awesome I think this beer will be. Killed a man to get a sweet TV. I might have. Beer of the week, we have 25. That's just the name of it. A Belgian style oak aged dark ale with honey, dates, and raisins. That's what it says on the label. It's from Avery Brewing Company in Boulder, Colorado. It's one of the many bits of alcohol I picked up while in Colorado last weekend. I brought back a full case of alcohol, including whiskey, a lot of beer, some sangria, just the whole thing. Belgium, also known as Detour. It is 14.5% alcohol per volume, and it comes in a pint. I bought it mostly because it's fucking huge and lovely, and look at this thing. This thing is awesome. I'm really excited about it. This one bottle was like $14 or $15, something like that. I don't remember, but I have a whole bunch of things from them, most of which I've already drank, honestly, or at least tried. So the brewing company was amazing. Like, nothing that I tried while I was there was bad. Nothing at all. Everything they had was great. They even had this wonderful and absolutely delicious smooth IPA that I just was blown away by. An IPA that was actually smooth and it wasn't just horribly bitter. It was amazing. It was such a great beer. It's called the Maharaja IPA. Absolutely delicious and worth it. If you're ever in the Boulder, Denver area in Colorado, these people are definitely worth checking out. They were absolutely amazing. Everything was amazing. They had a 2018 bourbon barrel aged beer that's called a Tweak. I have one of them left, and it was entirely worth it. I really should have bought more of it, but I just bought the one. Ooh, this is super dark. Which I'm already I should put it closer to the mic. I should do one of those like ASMR things with like beer pouring. Oh, look at this beer. This beer is fucking amazing. Look at that. Look at how dark that. I have to let me turn it so you don't. I guess you kind of have to be stuck with the Lucky Bucket label. Look at that. That's as dark as my soul, and I love it. It's gonna be great. Swamp water. Who the buck would blub for it? It's borderline word salad. It is borderline word salad. I guess I should read it. I poured it and then I didn't read it. Okay. I don't like this. I don't like this blurb. This blurb is dumb. Avery, please write blurbs that describe your beer. Not this. I would appreciate it. You're wonderful. You suck at blurb writing. Okay. An ode to 25 years of dynamic, powerful, and odds-defying brews. This resurrection of demonic proportions ascends to new heights by melding our massive, dark, and high-gravity virtues with our future audacious ambitions. Peace to all and follow your dreams. That describes nothing about your beer. Hello, Flo. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Dark as my humor. There we go. So, is it any good? I am already super excited about it. It looks great. It really does look great. Beer wouldn't work too well for ASMR. Probably wouldn't, but you know. Ooh, it smells delicious. Oh, that is heavenly. Oh, okay. Your word salad kind of does describe the beer. Oh, that is heavenly good. Oh, that is worth every penny. I'm gonna drink more of it. Oh, that is delicious. Oh, that is super smooth. Oh, that is a great beer. Ooh, this might compete with my number 10 spot, which is currently held by Brickway's Epic Stout. Oh god, that is Epic Blackout Stout. That is really good. So if you're ever in the area, Avery, highly recommended for all of their beers, not just this beer. All of their beers, super wonderful. I had a blast. I took a friend there and he had a blast. It was amazing. Super good. A 15 bucks a bottle better be good. Yeah, it's excellent. All right, we're gonna stop looking at me. If you're wondering what the weather is like outside, it's apocalyptically white. Because we have a storm rolling in right now. So also if the stream kind of dies at any point, it's because my power went out, and you're just gonna have to be stuck with that. Sorry. But we get to look at auxiliary cat Emma for a little while. Empty that whole glass right now and pour it into your what? No. Slash white power. Okay. By the way, I'm here. Hello, Dex. Hello, Sean McGuile. So it's bag. So it's a bag of spanner chat. Yeah. I give spanner abilities to anyone and everyone. Honestly, if you hang around long enough, you'll get it. It's just how it's gonna go. Mostly I don't have like trolls and people show up. I don't have anyone that needs moderating. So I just give it to everyone just so that they have, ability to talk as much as they want. That's all it is. It's not a job. I prefer cider, specifically Tusker cider, which is created in Kenya and hard to get. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I have a whole lot of other beers. I brought 2 more from Upslope also in Colorado. So I might maybe do that one for next week, but I've already tried it, so I kind of don't want to because of that. But we'll see. All right. So, today we have, because you all are super whiny. I love you all, but you're all super whiny. Because you all are super whiny. I have added numbers and a comma. I just noticed that there's like a single comma in there because why not? I've added numbers to our video menu to match up with the thing. So, today we have Not Cloning by Jonathan Miller, Veganism Almost Killed Me by Daphne Reloaded, Crunchyroll Full SJW by The Yellow Flash, City of Atlantis by Bright Inside, Gravitational Genius by UAP, Space is Fake by The Bloody Truth, and Flat Earth Warning, and I'm no joke, that's how he spelled it, by World History Official, who, I noticed in this video, I watched the first bit, is actually using, their real voice, and it sounds like a lady, so it was a lady this whole time, and they're actually speaking for once, and not using robot voice, so that's cool, I guess. I'm really interested in the Veganism Almost Killed Me. The Veganism Almost has been there for a while. I think I found it on, Flat Earth Asshole's channel. He had mirrored it or whatever, so that's where I found it. It's not actually by him, but he was really good. I'm fine, thanks. I have a lot of work to do these days, but I enjoyed your videos anyway. Although I'm still a little bit disturbed by the toilet paper scene in front of your PC. Your last Orphan Red video. Was there toilet paper? Probably was. Probably was. I'm gonna go with it. Probably was. It was probably tissue paper. I keep. I'm not gonna go there. I was gonna go there, and then I decided I wasn't going to. I probably shouldn't. Wait, is the Bloody Truth still around? He is still around. And still making videos. I don't know how he can still be around after the complete and utter pounding that he gets from Greater Sapien all the time. Like, he really gets his ass handed to him by Greater Sapien. It's hilarious. What is the Bloody... Yeah, I voted 6 because fuck you. Okay. I mean, Bloody Truth is always hilarious. I kind of missed his voice recognition comments while he drives around. Oh. Good luck hunting me. What are we talking about? I don't even know. So... let's check how our poll is doing here. Where's the poll? I had it. I made one. Where'd you go? Did I close it? I probably closed it like a smart individual. Oh, there it is. Which video? There we go. Results. But all right, we have number 5. Ooh, Gravitational Genius is barely ahead by 1 vote. So I'm gonna give it, because everything else is tied. So I'm gonna give it a little bit more time and, you know, sit here and fill all the dead air with stuff. Gary Wybinja? Who's that? That's the thing. Greater Sapien Pounding Bloody Truth with 10 inches of logic. He did. It was pretty great. It was pretty great to watch. Especially just the Bloody Truth entirely not understanding how sunrise works was amazing. And how he kind of refused forever to admit the fact that he was wrong was also amazing. I love the bloody truth of that. His dedication to being wrong is astounding, and I love it. I do. Hello, Quickie. How are you? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, things and stuff. What else is there to talk about to fill up the dead air? We might have, like I mentioned earlier, we might have hopefully a duvet video next week. Like I said, I finished the script. We're getting to the point where it's getting kind of awkward to write about things because half the things from now on have like nothing to do with Flat Earth. They're just kind of weird rants about things, which is funny. Oh, and it looks like, number 4 has pulled ahead with the city of Atlantis. Yeah, number 5 is pulling ahead. Number 5 might be winning. It'll give you like 2 minutes before I'm done. Its greatest anti-dedication to wrongness. Yeah, Dubé does really go off the rails. Is that Soundly here? Oh my goodness, how's it going, Soundly? Good to see you here, my friend. And Busted Shark, hello, how are you? Yeah, he really does go off the rails. Like, he's got a couple that are just kind of weird rants, and then he goes into a whole lot of anti-Semitism. So, there's definitely going to be a lot of Jew talk in the later ends of this. It's just how that goes. I don't. Dubé is weird. Dubé is really weird. And like I said, half of them don't have anything to do with the flat Earth. I know Microbloganism has a video in this series that will get played eventually, and it's all about the moon. And it's got nothing at all to do with jack shit with the flat Earth. I think right after this next set, which has to do with Polaris, it kind of just goes off the rails entirely. I guess there's a bit of magnetism, but it all just kind of, it's all kind of repetitive. It's just a mess. I don't want to do it, but you know, we're almost there. But yeah, they're all kind of the same. It's true. Debunk Bright Inside. The guy is a slime ball. The devil's advocate. I will try. Welcome to the stream, Devil. Hello, Chris. How are you? Let's see how we're doing on our voting. Right now, and it looks like number 4 is gonna win. So we're gonna do the the city of Atlantis today. Let's close that down. No, go away. Close that down for a second, and then we will get the city of Atlantis going here. The lost city of Atlantis, hidden in plain sight.
Not only did the lost.
Oh, guy, please stop talking for a second. I really should have re-downloaded your video as like not so big. Yeah, he's the problem with people like the city of Atlantis. He reminds me of there's that other one. Oh, what's it called? Science Beyond Belief. Is that what it's called? It's like the one Asian guy. He's got a lot of videos that are sort of benign, not science videos. And then he's got a whole set of videos. I think Chocolate Head and I did a whole video on them. They're kind of the people who piss me off a lot because they definitely have, like, this video has like 1 million and some views, which is a disgusting amount of views for somebody who promotes bullshit. It looks like he's got a crystal and his little silver button thing. Oh my god, it's a soy boy. Oh, don't give soy boys too hard of a time. I guess I drink almond milk, not soy, so I guess go ahead. I do have GMO-free almond milk now because that's a thing. That's a thing that my almond milk decided to label. I just realized that I know that this video is Stephen Nobel did a big blog post. Oh, okay. I really don't know. I watched a little bit of it, and he's got like a follow-up that goes along with it. Fuck you for buying that. It's the same milk I always buy. It's the same almond milk that I bought. It's a silk almond milk that I have bought for like 6 years now. And all of a sudden today I noticed that they have the GMO free sticker on it this last time that I bought it, and I was like, oh well, fuck. Like, what can I do? I'm a creature of habit. I'm not gonna not buy it. Yeah, I did also notice there was I saw somewhere, I think it was Scientist Mel on Twitter who's posted a picture of like GMO free water because you know, genetically modified organisms shouldn't be in water, I suppose. I don't know, right? It's weird. Every flat earther does hate soundly. I was watching what was I watching? I was watching a video by who was it? Was it fucking World? Somebody? No. I think it might have been Riley. It might have been Anthony Riley. Who went to a railroad yard and found a piece of a stretch of railroad that was curved, and he compared it to some of these pictures as if that's how that works when it's not. So that's great. Please don't mention Jews. Oh no. Wait, if you don't have them in water, how are we supposed to keep them alive? I don't know. I don't know any of this. All right, so the full title of this video is called "The City of Atlantis: Hidden in Plain Sight: Advanced Ancient Human Civilization," by this idiot tit. I don't know what his name is, but the channel name is whatever, Bright Insight. Which is not at all what this is going to be about. Atlantis makes me want to hashtag hand flap. We're gonna probably do some. Riley found a bridge. He did. Idiot tits. I know, right? I have to keep. I keep sort of saying tits a lot at work, and I need to stop because sexual harassment's a thing in the workplace. So I need to find better words to talk about things. Did he jump off of it? I mean, that would be. Don't jump off of bridges, Anthony Riley. I don't want to condone suicide. But at the same time, Okay, we're gonna start. Let's listen to a little bit of what this guy has to say and see where we go from there.
The city of Atlantis actually exists, but its true location has been hiding in plain sight for thousands of years, completely unnoticed, as we've been looking in all the wrong places for its location, since everyone assumes that it must be under the ocean somewhere, such as in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean or the Mediterranean Sea, which have long been considered to be the most likely places for its existence.
Oh wait, the desert circle. It's cringy. This is gonna be cringy. Yeah. It was not a real place. Yeah, I don't like this whole idea that like people, I know he does have a silver play button. That is the most infuriating thing about like, you know, the Orphan Reds, the Bloody Truths, the Anthony Rileys of the world is stupid as the shit that they say is, right? At the very least, we can be thankful that that no one takes him seriously. But like channels like this, and I think he's got a lot of other kind of equally ridiculous nonsense on his channel that are taken seriously or far more disturbing. So the whole idea that this is where people think it is, no one actually thinks that's. I mean, people do, obviously, because people are idiots. But like, no one of any repute, you know, like no historian, no geologist, no anthropologist out there is actually like legitimately looking for the city of Atlantis because it's it's made up. It's made up, guys. So yeah. So what is this? The satellite image of the island of Santorini from the Minoa eruption event and the 1964 discovery of Akrotiri on the Iceland. This location is one of the many sites purported to have been the location of Atlantis. You can purport whatever you want. You can say as much as you want. You can. It's just you, but that doesn't. Santorini. It's Italian, I'm assuming, right? It's better than every other word I try to pronounce. You can say that this is where people think it is all you want, but that doesn't actually mean that that's where this thing is. So, let's just go Greek. Oh, that's close enough to Italian. I'll take Italian. Okay. Atlantis is real, guys. The film Stargate Atlantis there. Oh, goodness. All right, let's listen a little bit more of this guy.
And no, I am not about to suggest that Antarctica is the hidden location of Atlantis either.
I mean, That would just be crazy. Imagine someone saying something that crazy, as if Atlantis is in Antarctica. I mean, he's not that crazy, guys. He's gonna put forward a reasonable explanation of where a fake fictional city might be located. Oh, she's Penny. Did you just have like a little dreamy itch there, girl? Oh, you're so cute. Sorry, I got distracted by my cat. Yeah, he's not gonna say anything that crazy, guys. He's not gonna say it. All right, where's he gonna say? Should we start a pool? Should we start a pool of where we think he's gonna say? I think I know because I've seen part of this video, so I think I know. The only thing that Antarctica is hidden Nazi base, with the Reichs. I'm not even gonna pronounce that one. Is that a thing? Is that a thing that people say that there's a Nazi base in Antarctica because? Oh, good. It's in Africa. Northwest. Ooh, Africa's a good guesses. That's a good guess. I mean, just pick a remote place that humans don't usually go to, and that's probably a good place to do it. Did you guys ever watch that that episode of Futurama where they find the lost city of Atlanta? That's a great video. That's a great episode. I don't know. I always love that Futurama episode. As a fellow Canadian, I'm also deeply embarrassed. Canada has a lot to apologize for. Like, Canada, you have given us some oh goodness, like, not like America has a lot to apologize to, right? Like, it really does. But Canadians, what you got? Justin Bieber, you got Venom Fang X, right? Is he Canadian? That's a thing. Stephen Molyneux, Gavin McInnes, like, goddamn. Lauren Southerns, I think she's Canadian, right? You have a lot to apologize for. That's why we're known for saying sorry. Blame Canada, right? Let's build a wall. Build a wall and make Canada pay for it. Bryan Adams. Nazi dinosaurs. I hope there's Nazi dinosaurs. Goddamn fucking Gavin McInnes. I know, right? So apparently, hi girl. We're gonna raise the camera so everyone can see you. Apparently Gavin McInnes has left the Proud Boys. He's no longer part of the Proud Boys. So that's a, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you know, whatever. Build an ice wall, right? In case you don't know about the Proud Boys, besides the fact that they're horrible people, right? One of their main things, which I find silly, and I want to talk about it because I find this shit ridiculous, is like the first level of Gavin McInnes's Proud Boys is you have to give up masturbation. I don't know what the obsession is with masturbation, but you got to give it up. You can't do it for whatever reason. I just, God, it's just the weirdest thing. I don't understand it. And that, God, people in masturbation, people in sexy things, I don't understand. I just don't. I want to rip that fucking mustache off of Gavin's face. Don't tell me how to fap. I know, right? That one in like No Fap November or No Nut November, right? That's not what that's called. I never I don't understand people's obsession with masturbation or other sexy times. It's super weird. It's just super odd, and I don't understand why people care so much. But I guess they do. I don't know. I guess they do. Or D loves masturbation too much to join the Proud Boys. I'm also not white and not a racist, sexist asshole. Those might prevent me. Okay. We'll move on to more Atlantis stuff.
Because in this video, I'm going to use the exact words that Plato used to describe Atlantis, its location, and the geographical land features that surround it.
So, let's also find ourselves another fictional book of some sort. I don't know. Let's go with Harry Potter. Let's take the description of Hogwarts and use that to figure out where Hogwarts sits, because that's a logical way to do things. But America has probably a lot more apologies. I know, right? We really do. We really are we really do have like a way more to apologize for. Don't diss Plato. I like Plato. It's just, you know, sometimes smart people like to write fiction. Well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with writing fiction. There's something wrong with reading fiction and assuming that it's correct. Trouble is, Plato's stories wasn't written down till 500 years after he died. Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's great. Oh my goodness. The Republic is a masterpiece. The Republic is really great. Actually, that is one of the few Plato books that I own is The Republic. Are you like asleep standing up, girl? No? Okay. I mean, you're just gonna hang out? I mean, that's cool. Hi, girl. You want to say hi to everyone? There you go. I own The Republic, and I know I own God, what's it called? Gorgeous and The Republic are the two Gorgeous is by Plato. Yeah. And those are the two Plato books that I own. And I mean, The Republic is really good. There's a lot of great things that he did, right? I'm not giving him shit for writing good things. I'm giving people shit for taking him way too seriously. Because sometimes, like I said earlier, people like to write fiction, and that's okay. It's just, you know, you don't have to take it seriously. Hello, Crack House Librarian. How are you? I hope you're having yourself a good day. Gorgeous, yeah, Gorgeous. Gorgeous is it's about it's Gorgeous, and Gorgeous is someone's name. And he has a debate with that guy who's made up by Plato to argue for him. God, what's his name? Son of a bitch. I used to know this back when I actually like took philosophy classes and shit. It was Gorgeous and Sophocles? I don't remember anymore. It's one of those two. Socrates. I want to say that it's Socrates, right? Who's made up by Plato to argue his points for him. Hi, girl. Okay, we're leaving. All right, we're leaving. But I can't remember the exact details of the book. I read it in college, so it's been a while. Back when I cared about, because I want to bash on philosophy some more. Back when I cared about philosophy and I thought philosophy was actually interesting, I read The Republic, and I still own The Republic somewhere, I think, in my library. But it's been a while. Where's Primary Cat? Primary Cat is, I think, hanging out with my wife in the bedroom. We're having nope, that didn't do it. There we go. Like I said earlier, we have a storm coming in, so or here, so we're kind of just being lazy today. So she's being lazy. It's a sausage fest now. It is. That's what happens. So yeah, just don't take Plato too seriously is all I'm saying. Just I understand, Mr. Person on the internet, that Plato has said some really smart things. Like, I'm not about to diss Plato or anything. But that doesn't mean you have to take him seriously on everything. That's all I'm saying. Gorgeous and Socrates debate in that book. Yeah. Already being cocked by Hobbes. Oh no. Oh, good. Plato is supposed to be fun. It is supposed to be fun. Yeah. I don't even remember what Gorgeous and Socrates debate. I remember reading it. Like I said, back in college, I read it. As I had to take some philosophy classes in college because of my rhetoric and discourse major made me have to take some philosophy, but I honestly don't remember what the debate was about. But they did have a debate about something, about things, a lot of things, probably a lot of things. I don't remember. All right, but moving on from Plato to whatever nonsense we're gonna deal with over here. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. Let's do this. There we go.
Which were recorded in Plato's dialogues, the Critias and the Timaeus. And many people are not even aware that the information contained in Plato's writings of Atlantis actually originate from the ancient Egyptians. And the details that Plato shared of Atlantis, which I'm about to share with you in a side-by-side comparison, will show you that the Richat structure located in Mauritania, Africa, also commonly referred to as the Eye of the Sahara or the Eye of Africa, which most people have never even heard of, by the way, is the most likely location for the lost city of Atlantis, as it matches so many precise details of what Plato wrote.
Oh, okay. Well, we found out it's in Africa. Where's Dan when you need him? I want to go back just like a tad bit to whatever he wrote over here. Or whatever he was showing. Okay, so it's in Africa. Okay, that's a thing. Plato made the story up to prove a point. I hope Plato's point was that people are dumb and they will believe whatever they read on the internet. And I hope Plato wrote that somewhere in one of his books. Like, in 2,000 years, people will be dumb and they will listen to every meme on the internet. Where's the South African geologist when you need him? I know, right? Somebody tweet at Dan. Dan, why aren't you here? I need your help. No, it fucking didn't. Probably didn't. Where do we taste test? Where do you taste test what? Hello, Yank? Yank Memoirs. I'm gonna go with Yank Memoirs. Sorry. Also, Minions. America has that to answer to. Oh, we do have to answer for Minions. I know, it's true. Ooh, bratwurst. I'm hungry now. Ooh, I want some bratwurst. Plato put the island in the Atlantic Ocean, so no, that doesn't fit. Okay. I hope I'm gonna go with Plato wrote about memes on the internet. I'm pretty sure he did. Okay, so let's see what there were. What Plato. I'm gonna take Mr. Dude Pants here on his words and say that this is actually Plato and not something he made up. But just know that I'm just taking his word on that, and this could very well be made up because that's a thing that people do on the internet is make shit up. Okay, there were alternative zones of sea and land, large and smaller, encircling one another. There were 2 of land and there were 3 of water, which returned as if with a lathe, each having its circumference equidistant every way from the center. I mean, that's what circles are, Plato. Calm yourself down. Okay. It's collapsed. It's a collapsed magma chamber. Is that really? Cool. Let's go forward a little bit back to whenever we were. Okay. So, I guess it's gonna be in the Richat. I know he said it. I should listen to him.
Is the most likely location.
Sorry, I want to actually have
also that the information contained in Plato's writings of Atlantis actually originate from the ancient Egyptians. And the details that Plato shared of Atlantis, which I'm about to share with you in a side-by-side comparison, will show you that the Richat structure located in Mauritania.
Richat structure. Okay. Because I wasn't about to pronounce that correctly. Okay. The Richat structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara and... Yeah, I'm not going to read that one. Is a prominent circular feature in the Sahara near Udan, west of... Oh, God, all these words that are not making sense. Okay. The Richat structure is deeply eroded, slightly elliptical dome with a diameter of 40 kilometers, 25 miles. The sedimentary rock exposed in this dome ranges in the age from late Proterozoic within the center of the dome to Ordovician sandstone around the edges. The sedimentary rock compromising the structure dip outward at 10 to 20 degrees. Differential erosions of resistant layers of quartzite has created a high relief circular. Oh God, these words. Caustus? Its center consists of a silicates breccia covering the area of at least 30 kilometers, 19 miles in diameter. Oh, it's pretty big. It's pretty good. Those words are harmless to pronounce. No. Okay. Microbiology, why I assumed I was an impact crater because of the way it looks. Low geology is not my strong. I don't know much about geology, and I honestly don't know much about Atlantis either. I've never read the story of Atlantis by Plato or whatever it's called. It hasn't happened. Hello, Undoomed. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, my friend. I haven't been on Discord in 3 months. What are you on about? I don't know what anyone is on about. Okay, so the topographical reconstruction scale is 1:6:1. The vertical axis from satellite photos to false coloring also follows brown bedrock, yellowish white sand, green is vegetation, blue is salty sediments. Okay, so this seems like an interesting structure. At the end of the stream, Arnie is going to try to learn how to pronounce all 3 wacky words. Okay, well, let's see what his evidence is. I don't think collapsed magma chamber is quite right, but I know that it's a volcanic. Okay.
Of Africa, which most people have never even heard of, by the way. is the most likely location for the lost city of Atlantis, as it matches so many precise details of what Plato wrote. But it must first be mentioned that according to mainstream academics and historians, the legend of Atlantis is simply fictional and has been commonly referred to as a myth or even pseudo-history.
I feel like my dear friend on the internet that that maybe you should listen to them. No shit. That's where you should have started. But okay. I had heard about it. It doesn't match. Okay, cool. Undoom has a good smelling breath. Fake Slenderman. Oh no. I should give. Is this a video by Bright Insight? It is a video by Bright. I should give Undoomed a wrench. Undoomed, have a wrench. Welcome to be a moderator. It's not a job. It's a thing that you get to stalk more. It's an allegory about the wickedness of an empire. I really should have read more about it. Maybe I will after this video or this stream, because I really don't know much about Atlantis besides like the Disney movie. That's literally the extent of my knowledge of Atlantis, so not a lot. Also, it's a kid's book, so I haven't really, you know, or not a kid's book. It's, you know, it's a myth, so I haven't really bothered to think about it too much. Atlantis is a fictional island mentioned in the allegory, oh, look at that, of the Herbs nation in Plato's work Timaeus and Critias, where it represents the antagonist naval power that besieged the Athenian Athens. The pseudo-historic embodiment of Plato's idea state in the Republic. In the story, Athens repels the Atlantean attack unlike any other nation of the known world, supposedly giving testament to the superiority of Plato's concept of a state. The story concludes with the Atlantis falling out of favor with the deities and submerging into the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so I am mostly annoyed with you, Mr. Dude on the internet, whose name I don't know. Because I hadn't realized this. I don't know much about the story. Is that at the end of the story, Greek gods sink Atlantis. So, that in and of itself should maybe tell you that it's not real. Because here's the thing: if you're going to accept that Atlantis is real, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to tell me why Atlantis is real, but the gods aren't real. Why one's an allegory and one isn't, or why, you know, one is fake and one isn't. And I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just wondering how you would do that. Like, how do you tell apart the part that is fiction to the part that isn't fiction? His name is Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy the Slime Ball. Good to know. I was just hello, TJ Kirk. Fake TJ Kirk. How are you? Hubris is the worst sounding word and the worst people in the world. I could see that. I'm just really wondering, Jimmy, how you separate those two. Like, I would really like to know how you would say Atlantis is real, right? Like that portion of the story is real, but the Greek god part where they sank the island or whatever, the nation, whatever you want to call it, that part's fake. I really want to know how you distinguish between which part of the story is fake and which one isn't. I would like that. Hand fapping has begun. It's true. Okay.
Which completely contradicts Plato and Solon, which described an empire referred to as Atlantis, which was known for being technologically advanced, with noble and powerful people possessing vast wealth, luxury, and knowledge, and even military superiority, and is described as being destroyed in a single day and night of misfortune, which caused the island of Atlantis to disappear into the depths of the sea, related to a massive earthquake and likely a tsunami.
Okay, I want to know where this Eye of the Sahara is. No, they didn't say it actually existed. Who didn't? Okay. I want to know where this Eye of the Sahara actually is. So let's go over here, and we will go Eye of, not Eye of the Tiger. Son of a bitch. Typing is hard. Eye of the Sahara. I mean, besides the fact that it's in the Sahara, right? Like that's where it is. But I'm actually curious to know where exactly it is. Come on, maps. Maps me, Google. The Richat structure is, goodness gracious, very, very far away from the nearest body of water. Very, very far away from. So, and that's what I want. Jesus fuck. That's really far away from the nearest body of water. I wanna know how far away that is. I don't have a ruler thingy. That's really far away from the nearest body of water. Okay, what's over here? No, oh god, I can't fucking read this shit. I would really like to know how far away these two places are, but I don't think I'm gonna find out anytime soon. That's really far from the nearest body of water, and I guess I should show you guys how far it is. But it's the Eye of the Tiger, right? But a tsunami doesn't make the island disappear. Okay, I assumed it was in the desert, right? I assumed it was in a desert. I just wanted to know how near the body of water the desert was, right? It is just like already, right? Like so Mr. Jimmy here, and I'm gonna just go back just a little bit, Mr. Jimmy. Already, you have told us that you think that the Richat structure matches the description by Plato, but the description by Plato says that in a single day and night of misfortune, the island. I don't know if you know what an island is. But an island isn't in the desert. So the island in a desert of Atlantis disappeared into the depths of the sea. The nearest sea is very, very far away, my friend. You can't both say that it is that your Richat whatever structure it perfectly matches up with Plato's description, and then give me part of the description where it doesn't perfectly match up. It's the Richter structure isn't a desert, so not an island. And also not near the sea. And this was what 360 BCE, so that's you know, whatever, 2,400 years ago. Looks like about 400 kilometers. Show us, please. Okay, I'll try to show you. Let me pull this up because it is hilarious. I shouldn't have done that. Let's close that. We'll close that, and then let's see if Google Earth will open without like killing my computer. It probably will kill my computer, and I'm sorry. But let's see if we can open up Google Earth real quick. And then I'll try to show you on Google Earth, right? Because I think that will be far more interesting than whatever this nonsense is. Google Earth. Let's try. Bam. OBS, where are you, Google Earth? Why can't I see you? Cursor, desktop, anywhere, cancel. Sorry, I'm trying to show you all of this on Google Earth. I promise. I promise that all of this will get to a point. Probably, more than likely. Skype. Go Google Earth Pro. There it is. So let's get all of this on here, and we will search up. There we go. Google Earth. Okay, so we're gonna search. We're gonna turn this off for a little sec here, and then we're gonna search for the Reich. Oh, what was it called? Million years ago was the last time it was a sea. See, I figured it was millions of years ago. That's because you have a piece of shit Mac. You know what? Richat structure. There it is. Search. Find it for me. I know my Mac. My Mac is old. Leave my Mac alone. She's old, but she's reliable. Okay. So there it is. So let's zoom out for a second, just so that we can see just from satellite its length, right? This is how far away it is. Just not close enough. God. Does he show a map later on? Oh, that's good. Let's actually, I'm trying to drink beer and explain things because I'm so angry and my hands are full. It's just not going. Okay. Whoops. From there to the ocean-ish area. So, holy bananas, that's even further than I thought it would be. For those of you who use civilized units, it's 340 miles away. For your barbarians out there, it is... Holy shit, that's a lot of kilometers. Oh, that's inches. That's not kilometers. It's 547 kilometers for barbarians. So that's really far. That nowhere, like, this idea that the ocean or the sea, right, the nearest sea, which I guess would be whatever this is, right, swallowed it up is ridiculous right off the bat. Also, not an island, not remotely an island. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can see my mouse. This down here, this is an island surrounded by water. Do you see the difference between this and the thing that's not surrounded by water? Because okay, well, there we go. We will keep Google open to continue to make fun of this nonsense. It's just you're not getting it. It's called Barbarian, I know. We're all barbarians still using imperial system. The Sea of Sand? Maybe. I don't know. I'm really actually curious as to how you're going to explain it. I get the feeling that you're not. I get the feeling you're not actually going to explain how you can have an island in the middle of a fucking desert. But, you know, I will give you not the benefit of the doubt. I'll just make fun of you.
So first things first, Plato received all the information about Atlantis from Solon, who was his ancestral relative separated by 6 generations. Solon was born in Athens, Greece, some 2,600 years ago, and was an Athenian statesman, lawmaker, and poet, remembered particularly for his efforts to legislate against political corruption and economic and social decline in Athens. He was known to be a person of wisdom and outstanding character. In Solon's later years, he traveled...
Okay, this is a very awkward, what's it called? Authority, something, fallacy, appeal to authority. That's a, damn, okay. They knew it was an allegory. I bet they did. No one actually thought Plato was serious. You know, again, if we're going to sit here and just take, like, descriptions in books as serious representations, like, what is stopping us from looking at European castles and trying to find Hogwarts, right? Like, what is stopping us from doing that? Nothing is stopping us from doing that, right? We can just come up with shit. And also, just because it's kind of the opposite argument. Just because you find a place that matches that description doesn't make whatever nonsense that description talks about real. So, for example, and this is one of my favorite examples about how this works is think about back in 2002, 2001. I'm guessing it was in 2002. There was a Spider-Man comic that came out that talked that featured the 9/11 attack. So the 9/11 attack happened, and then you had a bunch of superheroes and actually villains show up to help with the, you know, rescuing people from the wreckage and stuff. You had like Dr. Doom or whatever his name was showing up. You had Spider-Man there. You had like you know, the Fantastic Four, all the Marvel classics sitting there, you know, helping go through the rubble of New York City to find survivors and stuff after 9/11. And this was a comic that came out. I want to say it came out in 2001, but it might have come out the year after, so I don't know. So just because this one comic was able to describe with a lot of accuracy, right, how New York looked the events, the historical, the historic events that we can go back and verify occurred. Just because we can verify that these historical events happen in this place doesn't mean that fucking Spider-Man is real. So even if, and I'm going to give you a big if, Jimmy, even if you can find a place that matches the description of Atlantis, like to a T, right? Like, you find a sunken island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean that has, a fucking city underwater or whatever. That doesn't actually prove that anything else in that story is true, right? Like, that doesn't prove that that they had advanced technology. That doesn't prove any of your ancient human civilization nonsense. It just proves that Plato knew about a fucking city. That's all it demonstrates, is that Plato knew about a city, and he knew about the historical event that happened to it. So you are like way far removed from being able to make an argument about this. Okay, we're gonna get him. The comic book was an allegory, just like Atlantis. Spider-Man was the common person in the grounds. How could this happen? It was. It's a great comic. Honestly, if you can find it, which I read it as part of a collection of Spider-Man. Whatever those collections are called. I read it as part of a collection. It was a really cool little story, right? Like, and I read it a couple of years after 9/11. It's just. But it just, you are just making you are basing so much on just pure assumptions, my friend Jimmy. You really, truly are. All right, listen to a little bit more of this, and then we'll take a break.
To Egypt in the search of knowledge, and Egypt at that time had the longest documented historical records available. And he visited Neph's temple at Sais, where he learned of the history of Atlantis from a high Egyptian priest who translated the hieroglyphs that were carved into stone within the temple, which also described that Egypt was once a colony of the Empire of Atlantis. And Neph's temple...
Okay, let's go back. I feel like you just said a bunch of bullshit. No, not so long. Let's go forward just a little bit. I want to read that one. There we go. Here we go. Sanchez of Sais was an Egyptian priest who is mentioned in a Greek writing as relating the account of Atlantis. His status as a historical figure is a matter of debate. Jimmy, dear Jimmy, I wanted to be nice to you. I really, truly did. I like. Micro called you a slime ball. I think it was Micro. Somebody called you a slime. Someone in my chat called you a slime ball. And I didn't want to call you a slime ball. But you literally didn't highlight the part of this screenshot that says that people don't actually think that this person might be real. You are pretending. You highlighted the part that you want people to read, right? Like, you highlighted the part that people would I would never call anyone a slime ball as an insult. Okay. Like, you literally highlighted the part that you wanted people to read. You wanted people to read this part where it sounds like, right? It sounds like, was an Egyptian priest who was mentioned in Greek writing as relating the account of Atlantis. You wanted people to read that part, which is why you highlighted it, or underscored it or whatever, right? Underlined it. That's why you did that. And then you completely left out that part where it says that his status as a historical figure is a matter of debate. You, my friend, or a dishonest fuck. Hello, Jose J.G. Gonzalez. I never see the subscriber thing go up because I never get subscribers. Hi, welcome to being a subscriber. Cool on you. Thank you. Thanks for being in the stream too. I appreciate it. Oh, goodness gracious. This is all... Hello, Factard. How are you? I hope you're having yourself a wonderful day. Okay. We are going to take a break because I need a break from this shit, right? Like, I needed to. So we're going to take a quick break. enjoy some fan art, enjoy some royalty free music, and I will be back in just a little bit, and we can keep talking more about this nonsense. I will see you all in a bit. I did do it again. Son of a bitch. Hi, I'm back. 15% alcohol beer kicks my ass a little, apparently. God. Oh, goodness. Oh, one of these days. One of these days I will get, like, my shit together. Not today, that's for sure. Okay, let's listen to a little bit more about Atlantis and see what else we got to deal with here.
Which also described that Egypt was once a colony of the Empire of Atlantis. And Neith's temple no longer exists today, as it was destroyed long ago when it was consumed by what is now the Nile Delta swamplands. However, thanks to Solon's detailed notes, the information was retained and kept for 6 generations within Plato's family before it was published by Plato himself in the Critias and the Timaeus dialogues approximately 2,400 years ago. So one of the first things to point out...
Before you point out whatever nonsense you're about to point out, the fact that it was, 6 generations... Let's be generous with you and say that that's only like 60 years, right? Which is very, very generous because that would mean the 10-year-olds were popping out children. That's a very big time gap between when somebody said a thing and when it was actually, you know, published. So just so you know, just wanted to point that out for you.
Is the supposed date of Atlantis' destruction according to what Solon had learned while visiting Egypt, which was that the event that destroyed the lost city had occurred 9,000 years earlier, which is a very interesting time frame, considering that Solon visited Egypt 2,600 years ago. And 9,000 years plus 2,600 years equates to 11,600 years before present time today.
Oh, right. Look, more citations from Scientific America. Between 11,600 and 12,900 years ago, the planet's climate changed rapidly. In northern climes such as Greenland, temperature dropped by several degrees in less than a century. No one knows what caused the deep freeze known as Younger Dryas. What are we gonna guess that? Okay, so I'm gonna assume, Mr. Jimmy, that you think that climate change then is the same as climate change now. So climate change now means that things are freezing over and, you know, oceans are rising and whatnot, right? Which already, just from reading this, makes me think that climate change then is very different than climate change now, because it's talking about temperatures dropping, which is the opposite of what's happening now, which is that temperatures are increasing. So the reason that oceans are rising is because ice is melting, as opposed to ice freezing over, which wouldn't make the oceans rise to the point where they could get those, what did we decide, 300 and some miles? I forget the miles, and some amount of barbarian stuff. Yeah. I'd pay to see a live stream in which R&D gets drunk as fuck and then tries to assemble IKEA furniture. After this, I have a thing. I know, not that this is similar, but something that I have been wanting to do drunk is I have this Game Boy Advance that needs like a whole lot of cleaning. You can see how gray it is. I do want to take it apart, so maybe we could do that as a thing. Take it apart. That would be terrible. I can see ices melt. I don't get it. That's a great Christmas stream. Maybe that would be the great. I don't celebrate Christmas, so it might be a good Christmas stream. I don't. Oh, I have a Geo. I put that. Don't drink and derive though. That's true. What was I gonna say? Something stream. I have been wanting to. Let's get away from this nonsense, right? So as you can kind of see, I have this is my wife's desk right there, and then we'll do a quick turn around here, and this is my desk, and they're right next to each other, and they're only kind of separated by this printer desk thing there. So one of the things that I have been wanting to do is to build a desk. And I think I have more or less an idea of what desk I want to build. I want to build a desk out of galvanized pipes and a table, like just a plain old table from Home Depot or whatever, right? That that might be the stream for Christmas Day, or yeah, Christmas Day, because I think I have to work Christmas Eve. That might be a good Christmas Day stream. Me getting drunk and trying to build a desk. That might be kind of interesting, and it would involve power tools. And I'm sure that it will end poorly. So that might be good. So you want to build a table out of a table? No, I want to build a table out of a door. Did I say table? Door. Oh no, please don't harm that poor Game Boy. I know, right? Are you Jewish, R&D? No, I'm not. I'm Mexican. That's, yeah. You said table. Did I say table? I meant table. No. I meant door. I meant door. I give up. You already know this will end with Rhetoric stapling his foreskin to the table. Probably will. No, I want to take galvanized pipes, like the metal pipes that you see everywhere, because that's the cool thing right now, is to like make that industrial look, right? And you take the black galvanized pipes and you assemble them together in whatever shape you want, and then screw them onto a door. The door is pretty big. It takes up, it's whatever, 7 feet tall or whatever. So it'd be a 7 feet wide desk, and a decent amount wide. So it'd be a cool desk. It'd be very big, but whatever. Build a table out of a desk, perhaps, maybe. Why would it matter if he was Jewish? I don't know why it would matter. So yeah, okay. Something. Oh yeah, you don't understand climate change, apparently.
Which just so happens to coincide with the Younger Dryas climate catastrophe, which of course I've discussed in many other videos. Long story short, to anyone that's not familiar or new to the channel, there was a massive change in global temperatures, sea levels fluctuated, a massive extinction event of 75% of mammals in North America occurred. There's even evidence of global fires said to have been larger than the ones that occurred during the extinction event that killed off the dinosaurs, scorching at least 10% of the Earth's land surface.
Okay, let's go back to your sources here for a little bit. I'm not much of a climate person, so I'm not gonna exactly know this, but let's see. The Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, or Clovis comet hypothesis, originally proposed that a large air burst of Earth impact or one or more comets initiated the Younger Dryas cold period. Cold period, my friend. Cold period. About, years ago. The Young Dryas, the Young Dryas, the near glacial period called the Young Dryas, named after the flower Dryas, that grows in cold conditions that became common in the European during this time. The end of the Younger Dryas is about 11,000 years ago. This was particularly abrupt. Dry ass, thank you. Couldn't have read it otherwise. Built a desk out of a lamp. Ooh, that sounds good. Wait, the dinosaurs weren't wiped out, and the non-avian ones that were died because of the space rocket impact and volcanism. And then so yeah, that's one of your citations. And now I'm gonna have to look up this nonsense, and I really don't want to. Recent ice age was triggered by a firestorm bigger than the one that killed the dinosaurs. Wait, that's the opposite of what you said. Isn't it? Didn't you just say the opposite of that? I'm going to have to go back. After ice age, humans saw fires larger than infernos that wiped out dinosaurs. Okay. So this is after the ice age. Go back. No, not Joe Rogan. Jesus Christ. Not Joe Rogan.
Been larger than the ones that occurred during the extinction event that killed off the dinosaurs.
The recent ice age was triggered. So, okay. Yeah, these two studies, or whatever, not studies. I'm not even going to call them studies. These two headlines say two different things. So this headline says, a recent ice age was triggered by a firestorm bigger than the one that killed the dinosaurs. So fire happened, then ice age. That's what we got here. Didn't burn to death. I know, right? Jesus Christ is better than Joe Rogan. I will agree with that. And then this one says the opposite, that there was an ice age first and then large fires. Buddy. Like, I'm not even going to see if your sources are valid, because your sources contradict each other. One of them says that the ice age happened and then fires, and then the other one says that the fires happened and then ice age. Maybe, and this might sound a little crazy. Your sources are probably bullshit. Gonna go with that. Larger than Infernus. The dinosaurs didn't die. That's true. Dinosaurs didn't die. What would we do if there were true fires? I suppose. Be careful about your journalism. I know, right? Peace. I'm just very confused as to what you're trying to tell us, because again, one of them says one thing, the other one says the opposite of the thing that the first one said.
The ones that occurred during the extinction event that killed off the dinosaurs, scorching at least 10% of the Earth's land surface. The evidence for this event is scientifically overwhelming and is likely related to a fragmented comet.
A comet burned Earth and caused an ice age 20,000, or 12,000 years ago, scientists say. Our fiercer ancestors thought the ice age was over when chunks of ice comets came crashing on Earth about 12,800 years ago and sparked massive fires, the effect of which plunged the planet into another cold period and drove many animals into extinction. Okay. I don't need Rogaine. Who told you that? I know, right?
And the point is that it's very likely that this event is related in some way to the destruction of Atlantis. And
again, I'm very curious as to how. So currently, right, when we talk about climate change currently, we're talking about the planet heating up. And then that makes the ice on the two poles melt, which means there's more water. And it means that the sea level rises, more or less. Let's go with that. The one that you're talking about is an ice age, which is the opposite of that. So it means that water is freezing, it's colder, which wouldn't make the sea level rise. It would make the sea level lower, which is a change in sea level, like you stated earlier, but it's not the change that would make. What did we decide? Let's go back to this thing. What did we decide? 547 kilometers of ice, or sorry, of ocean wouldn't rise when it gets colder. Yeah. Let's go with that. Fix the damn mic. Is my mic too far away from me? It might be too far away from me. I'm trying to be not yelly into the mic. That's what I'm trying to do.
For more details, I highly recommend you look into the brilliant work of Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock. But what are the odds that this date of 11,600 years ago would match so perfectly? And that's not the only thing that matches up so closely. Most notably, Atlantis was said to be made up of concentric circles, 3 rings of water and 2 of land. In fact, here are Plato's exact words.
All right, let's read Plato's exact words. I get a feeling they don't match up. There were alternative zones of sea and land, larger and smaller, encircling one another. There were 2 of land and 3 of water, which were turned as if with a lathe, each having its circumference equidistant every way around the center. It's not crackling like crazy. I know, right? Oh, it's crackling like crazy. Is it really? We're gonna stop that for a second. There we go. See if that works. He says, what he's saying is that when there was a rapid increase in temperature about which time for a float is Atlantis. Is that what he's saying? Oh, okay. It was just you. Okay. Okay, it's not crackling. Good to know. Rogan will push back on defending the post office, but not bullshit. Not bullshit science. I know. Should we talk about Joe Rogan? I have issues with Joe Rogan. Mostly that he platforms idiots all the time. Unquestionably, he's like a stupider version of Dave Rubin. At least Dave Rubin, like, I'm not sure Dave Rubin's an idiot. He's just, you know, a paid shill, and like legitimately a paid shill. Joe Rogan, I don't think is a paid shill. I think he's just an idiot who just is willing to sit there and nod his head about every crazy idea that ever happens. Crackling. No crackling. Okay. But he also has cool people. He does. I mean, you know, he has had like Neil deGrasse Tyson on his stream, right? And he's had other cool people on his stream. But I don't know if that makes up for the shitty humans he's had on his stream without questioning, right? Like, it was Joe Rogan's show where what's his face? Why can't I remember his name? Canadian doctor, psychologist man, Peterson. Where Peterson like went on his show and talked about how apple cider didn't let him sleep for like a month, as if that were humanly possible. And Joe Rogan, while baffled, didn't actually call out this bullshit for that. And I think that's extremely harmful. But you know, that's just me. That's just why I don't like him. He doesn't sit there. He sits there and just nods his head and is like, yeah, no, that's cool. And maybe he sounds baffled, but doesn't actually press his guest into like actually backing up the nonsense that they're spewing, which I think is a disservice. But that's just me. The baby on crackling, has kick-ass stand-up that I have heard his stand-up is really good, and I have had friends who have gone to his stand-up, and I have heard that it's really good. And it might be. I haven't seen his stand-up. I have heard that it's really good. Joe Rogan should let Sam on his show. I'm assuming you're talking about Sam Cedar, and he should let Sam Cedar on his show. That would be hilarious. Dave Rubin, not that you're ever going to watch this, but Dave Rubin should have Sam Cedar on his show. I know he never will because Dave Rubin is scared of any amount of confrontation, so I doubt that will ever happen. But Jordan Peterson has a stand-up that would also be hilarious. No, Joe Rogan has a stand-up show that he does throughout the year, and I had friends go to it, and I hear that it's really good. And I can imagine that he's really good. Joe Rogan is a funny guy, so I can imagine that. Shapiro is scared of debating Sam. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's terrified, which is why he hasn't and won't. I know that Politicon happened a couple of months ago, but you should go look up some of the nonsense that happened with Politicon because you can really tell who's scared of who. Sam Cedar has an ongoing like challenge for Steven Crowder to like debate him on shit, and it's hilarious because Steven Crowder very, very clearly knows that Sam Cedar has been like, hey, come on my show or I will come on your show, and Steven Crowder has just ignored it because he's a scared little bitch. Shapiro's the same way. Peterson couldn't do stand-up if his life depended on it. I know, right? It would be terrible. Sam is really unfunny, but he's concise when he debates. No, Sam Cedar is not a funny guy, but he's not a comedian. That's about it. Like, it just isn't. Eddie Bravo on Joe Rogan podcast woke me up to the flat earth. I did see that. That was, and again, the whole point now that we're way off of topic. That's what I mean about Joe Rogan just being like not actually bothering to question his guests, right? Like, what's his face? You said his name. Eddie Bravo said a lot of nonsense on live, right? And Joe Rogan just sort of let it go. And there's a lot to be questioned there. And Eddie Bravo got away with saying a lot of really stupid shit. And that's kind of my point, is that that's what Joe Rogan does. He lets stupid people say a lot of stupid shit. He on the other side of that coin, he lets a lot of smart people say a lot of smart things at the same time. So you know, that's a thing, I guess, and maybe that's redeeming enough that he doesn't, he's not biased against who's stupid he lets, you know, who he lets speak, because he will just, you know, he'll let Neil deGrasse Tyson say just about anything that Neil deGrasse Tyson will say unquestionably, but he'll also let, you know, Eddie Bravo say whatever he wants unquestionably. So I guess, you know, if nothing else, he's unbiased, which is good, but he still lets idiots say whatever they want. So that's a thing. January 4th to 6th, I'll be there. You'll beware. I feel like I've seen one of your do you have videos, Jose? I feel like you do. Neutrality is a bias. It is a bias. I feel like you have a video. I enjoy how Sam constantly screws up names all the time. It's true. I mean, I do that all the time, right? Yes, you do have videos. I feel like I just saw one of your videos recently. I feel like I did. Punch Train. Were you the guy? Were you the guy that I was talking about earlier who was on Riley's channel? Was that you who did the train tracks thing? I think that was you, wasn't it? Who took the video of the train tracks and then compared it to Soundly's pictures of Pontchartrain. Was that you? I think that was you. If that was you, yeah, okay, it was you. Earlier today I just saw that video. You should figure out a way to make sure that those train tracks are flat, or not flat, level, yeah. Make sure that those train tracks are level, will you? Say what? I don't know what you want me to say. But yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Welcome to the stream. I feel like I said welcome to you already, but that's cool that you were that person. Soundly was here earlier ago. You probably missed him, which is too bad. I feel like Soundly would have a whole lot to say about you. Are you a flat earther? Or are you just annoyed with Soundly? Which one of those is true? I would like to know. I actually kind of do want to wrench you, Jose. I just don't know you well enough to do that, but I do kind of want to wrench you because I do want you to say whatever you have to say. Also, Jose, if you are a flat earther, and you are always welcome on the show, and please come on over. I would love to chat with you. I think that would be great. Please come on over. I think Soundly's pictures are amazing, and I know that you have a contradictory point of view. So, yes, flat, no wrench, please. Okay, no wrench. That's fine. You don't have that one. Everyone else had to earn their wrench. It's true. But yeah, no, if you would ever like to come on the show, please let me know. Send me a thing. Messages don't exist anymore. Send me a tweet, go on Discord, leave me a comment. I will gladly have you on the show. I would love to talk with you. I think you and I could have a perfectly great conversation. So yeah, you never invite me on. Micro. How many of these shows have you been on? All of them, not all of them, but you've been on a lot. Don't shut up, Micro. You've been all. Also, I gotta do a December patron stream. Maybe I'll do that. None of them. Okay, so yes, Jose, come on over. Just let me know anytime you want. Let me know ahead of time so that I can plan my life. But besides that, always welcome, my friend. You never invite me on. You know what? I'm just gonna listen to more Atlantis bullshit instead. How about that?
There were alternate zones of sea and land, larger and smaller, encircling one another. There were 2 of land and 3 of water, which were turned as if with a lathe, each having its circumference equidistant every way from the center. And here you can see a few animated examples of what people have created based off of Plato's description of Atlantis.
Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, do you see that bay? That I can't point to it, I guess, because OBS won't let me. But do you see that bay right there, or that piece of a lot of water? That piece of a lot of water is right there. The Richat structure is in the middle of a fucking desert. Just letting you know. That's all. Fun fact: the Richat isn't made of perfect circles. I think even the bit of the bit that he showed says that it was ovals, because Train tracks over land versus a bridge over water. Apples and oranges comparison. It is. You are right, my friend. It's called a canal. Does that mean that there are 447 other geostrippers? There probably are. I would believe that.
Now, compare this to the Richat structure. Just look at this. The first thing that you must understand when you see this is that this is far larger than it looks. For example, this photo right here was taken from high altitude, and what you're seeing is something around 20 miles across, or 32 kilometers. And this particular photo does not even show the entire structure, which is approximately 30 miles or 48 kilometers across.
Also, not an island. Not an island. It's called anal? No. Oh, goodness.
And this site can really only be appreciated from space and satellite imagery, as it covers a vast area. In fact, the Richat structure wasn't even discovered until the Gemini 4 mission in 1965, and is now a common landmark utilized by astronauts. This thing was hiding in plain sight for thousands of years, but when you look at photos of it from the ground, you have no idea what you're looking at. Only from the sky can you understand that you are part of this massive structure containing circles within circles. And in this example, you can see one of the outer rings in the distance, yet from the ground, it just looks like a hill. It's remarkable at just how much it does resemble an eye, and it makes perfect sense as to why it was given the nickname of the Eye of the Sahara and the Eye of Africa.
Hello, NANA. How are you? I really like how Joe Rogan is a tough guy, a strong stance against violence. He knows that when people get beat up, they don't just take it, and we're lessons that there always wants to get somebody back. It's called a canal. Yes, we talked about canal. What does the astronauts use it for? I don't know. You know, in case you can't see Africa, and if you can see the Richat structure, that's tells you where over Africa you are, because seeing Africa is really difficult from space. So seeing a smaller structure from space is way easier than seeing a continent, I suppose. Sorry, I'm going to go back just a little bit so we can actually see what he said about astronauts.
Away from the center. Looks for is something around 20 by astronauts. This thing was area. In fact, the Richat structure wasn't even discovered until the Gemini 4 mission in 1965, and is now a common landmark utilized by astronauts.
It's a common landmark used by astronauts. Used to do what with? I don't know, but it's used by astronauts. That's important. It's over 9 million years old. It probably is. He said, yeah, no. So yeah, it's used by astronauts as a common landmark. I don't know what that means. I don't think he knows what that means. He's just saying it. It's over 9,000. It is over 9,000.
This thing was hiding in plain sight for thousands of years, but when you look at photos of it from the ground, you have no idea what you're looking at. Only from the sky can you understand that you are part of this massive structure containing circles within circles. And in this example, you can see one of the outer rings in the distance, yet from the ground, it just looks like a hill.
So I wanna know, Mr. Jimmy, if only from space can you know that it's circles within circles, how did Plato know that it was circles within circles? I know that that's a stupid question, but it's a valid question when you have silly nonsense to talk about. So if it took space travel for us to figure out that it was circles within circles, how did Plato know that? I would really like to know Plato's ancestor or whatever.
It's remarkable at just how much it does resemble an eye, and it makes perfect sense as to why it was given the nickname of the Eye of the Sahara and the Eye of Africa. And by the way, it is located approximately 250 miles or 400 kilometers inland off the coast of West Africa in a very remote area which is rarely visited and again unknown to most people. What's even more fascinating than its size and shape is that...
So, again, my friend Jimmy, earlier you quoted Plato saying that that Atlantis was an island. If it's 400 kilometers, which is actually further as we have measured, away from the ocean, how is it an island? I am very, very curious as to how this place is an island. Because according to Plato, it was an island. You quoted Plato as it being an island. How is any of this an island? I would really like to know. I would really, really like to know how any of Atlantis is an island. And you think that this place that's very, very far away from an ocean is supposed to be an island. And this place that got consumed by an ocean, right? Like the ocean came and whatever, put it away. In a single night is an island when it's 400 kilometers away from the nearest ocean. I'm just super curious. Just super curious. That's all. It's just circles, lots of things in nature.
Scientists do not know what it is or how it was formed, although they do think that it is natural, and it was first theorized to have been an impact site from a meteor, but that was ruled out as there is no evidence of an impact.
All right, so put it away. Just put it in the nursing home. Okay, so according to let's I feel like I looked this up, so let's go here. We will read some of the things that science has to say about the Richat circle structure. Sorry, not circle, structure. Description, interpretation. The Richat structure is regarded by geologists as a highly symmetrical and deeply eroded geological dome. It was first described in 1930s to 1940s by Richat crater or Richat something. Considered to be the result of a God, that's a thing, lycolistic thrust. A geological expedition to, oh my goodness, all the words, Mauritania by Theodore Munad in 1952 recorded four... Fucking A. Can't read half those things. Work on dating the dome. It's a dome. Huh. Work on dating the dome was done in 1990s, renewed by the study of the formation structure by Maton et al. And Maton 2008 confirmed the conclusion that it is uplifted as a dome by an underlying alkaline igneous complex of Cretaceous age. A 2011 multi-analytical study of the Richat megabrachius concluded that the carbonates within the Silcia-rich magna-brachius were created by low-temperature hydrothermal waters and that the structure requires special protection to further investigate its origins. So yeah, that's what the internet has to say about what you're talking about. God, I can't read half of those things, though. That's the problem.
In fact, scientists have never seen anything like this anywhere else throughout the entire world. Their number one guess is that it was probably formed around 100 million years ago as the supercontinent Pangaea was ripped apart by plate tectonics in what is now Africa and South America. They theorize that molten rock was pushed upwards.
Okay. They think that the ice formation began more than 100 million years ago as the supercontinent Pangaea was ripped apart by the plate tectonics and what are now Africa and South America were being torn away from each other. Molten rock pushed up towards the surface but didn't make it all the way, creating the dome of rock layers, like a very large pimple. This also created fault lines circling the crossing the eye. The molten rocks was also dissolved limestone near the center of the eye, which collapsed to form this special type of rock called breccia. A little after 100 million years ago, the eye eruption violently that collapsed the bubble. Partway, the erosion did the rest of the work to create the eye of the Sahara that we know today. The rings are made of different types of rock that erode at different speeds. The paler circle near the center of the eye is volcanic rock created during the explosion. So you have a perfectly good, reasonable explanation as to how this structure was created, which makes me wonder why you think it was not created by the methods that they say. That's really what I would like to know.
Towards the surface, but never made it all the way through, thus creating a dome of rock layers. And they suggest that at some point around 100 million years ago, the eye of the structure erupted, collapsing the bubble which makes up the center part of the structure, and erosion did the rest of the work to create what you see today, which is clearly heavily eroded. But this, of course, is all speculation, as it cannot be proven, and again, we've never seen anything like...
It cannot... It cannot be proven, and this is all speculation, right? As opposed to saying that it's fucking Atlantis, right, my friend? Because that can be proven, and that's not just speculation. I understand why people call you a slime ball, Jimmy. I really do. I really, really do understand why people call you a slime ball. So one of these things is, I'm assuming full of geologists who have studied, who have knowledge of the field, who have knowledge of how the earth works and how, these kind of structures are formed. You are literally taking a fairy tale and then putting your own meaning on top of it. One of these things seems far more reasonable than the other. I will let you guess which is which. Now I see why you call him a slime ball. Somebody call him. It wasn't me. No swearing. This guy's must have a sore back from reaching around and pulling crap out of it. I know, right? Alright, we're gonna watch just a little bit more. I can only take so much of this guy.
This anywhere else throughout the world. But here's where things start to get really interesting. It just so happens that the diameter of its outer circle is approximately 23.5 kilometers or 14.5 miles, which is basically equivalent to the size and dimensions provided by Plato when converting from stadia to modern measurements. For example, the circular island of Atlantis was described as being 127 stadia. Well, one stadia is 607 feet, and 607 feet times 127 stadia is 77,089 feet. Convert that measurement, and that is 23.5 kilometers.
So I'm really curious, Mr. Person. That's not an outer circle, jerk. I know, right? I'm really curious because you might be right about this the arbitrary circle that you picked, right? But why aren't you picking the other ones? Especially if this is an island, right? Like, so if this, according to what you pointed out, Mr. Jimmy, is supposed to be an island, then the outer rim, right? The outer rim, which is taller, and you've shown it in other images, and maybe I can go back. There we go. Nope. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to see your face, Jimmy. Okay, so son of a whore. Okay, so, oh, goodness gracious, where are you? There we go. Okay, so you have this outer, I don't know why you pick this point as the outer rim when it very clearly goes out further than that. And also very clearly there's, from this picture and other pictures you have shown us, this seems to be in like a valley of sorts, right? Like this seems to be in the earth. So the wall that you see on the outside is actually taller than the inside part, which means that if you're going to go, let's pretend for a second here, let's just absolutely pretend for a second here that this is somehow an island. Then in order for this island to function as an island, the outer rim here where the rocks are needs to be the edge of the island, because everything else needs to be covered in water. And if the outer edge here isn't the rim of the island, then that means that this part, the middle part, would have been flooded. So yeah, why are you arbitrarily picking this point as the edge of the circles when there are very clearly other circles for you to pick? I know the answer, right? The answer is that you're picking this circle because it matches what you want it to match. And you're not going to pick the other circles because they don't match what you want it to match. That's not the outer, it is not the outer circle. Oh, okay.
23.5 kilometers or 14.5 miles, which is basically equivalent to the size and dimensions provided by Plato when converting from stadia to modern measurements. For example, the circular island of Atlantis was described as being 127 stadia. Well, one stadia is 607 feet, and 607 feet times 127 stadia is 77,089 feet. Convert that measurement, and that is 23.5 kilometers. I measured this numerous times on Google Earth, and I got anywhere from 21 kilometers to 24 kilometers. Most of my measurements were 22 kilometers in diameter, and again, this is virtually identical to Plato's and Solon's documentation. And although my own measurements through Google Earth cannot be considered exact, it is unbelievably close. So where we're at so far.
The main city of Atlantis consists of centric circles of water and land.
Is that the Richat structure matches Plato's description of having 3 circles of water and 2 of land, which is what you would see at the Richat based off its design if there were water flowing into it. And not only that, the diameter of the outer circles matches the size described by Plato within a very small margin, if not identical. But this next detail that Plato describes is extremely interesting.
The mountains of the island of Atlantis was celebrated for their number and size and beauty. I don't know how he can say all of this and keep a straight face. What a... I don't know either. I really don't know. CFL has a large field, both wider and longer, and have 3 downs instead of 4. I know. Didn't Plato claim Atlantis was fictional? No, he did. I don't. It's fictional, right? Like regardless of what you think, it's not real. It's a story. It's an allegory.
He stated, and quote, "The mountains of the island of Atlantis was celebrated for their number and size and beauty," adding that the surrounding mountains of the city flowed with rivers, and this part of the island looked toward the south and was sheltered from the north. So he is stating that the mountains were on the north side, sheltering the city to the south, which is exactly what you see at the Richat, and the mountains are on the north side, but not only that. When you look at detailed satellite photography, you can see the evidence of multiple rivers that were spilling over the side of the mountains towards Atlantis. Can you imagine what this place looked like when it wasn't so dry? Just like Plato stated, the mountains of the island of Atlantis were celebrated for their number and size and beauty. And it's a shame that the Richat is so remote and visited so rarely, as there are so few pictures available of the view of these mountains when standing at ground level, but I can just imagine that these mountains were lush and beautiful green with rivers and waterfalls pouring over these mountains, and the rivers were clearly there. We can see that. So it's certain that this place once looked much differently than the barren, dry desert that we see today.
You understand the ancients viewed stories and myth. I honestly, I don't know what to say at this point. Well, if you can imagine, it clearly is what is true. That is true. I don't know what. So, my buddy Jimmy, we already talked about how none of this works, because it would need to be an island, and it's in the desert. But besides that, I mean, all you were doing, you just... There's a freaking road right up to it. Right up to you, dumbass. So it's not a crater. So originally I thought it was thought to be a crater. And from what research we've done listening to this nonsense, it turns out that it was a bunch of magma and stuff. So it's a natural. It is naturally occurring, right? There isn't a pseudo historical understanding of how this was built. There's a very good scientific explanation of how this was built. So, you know, that's what they think. If I tweet right now from my account, you'll be able to bring me to Hangouts or something. If you are my friend, and I doubt you are, the real TJ Kirk, you are always welcome on my stream, TJ Kirk. I like you enough to have you on my stream. I don't like you enough to be friends, but I like you enough to have you on my friends or be on my list. You know, yeah. You know, you can come out. You can. I will figure out a way to do something, my friend. If you are the real TJ Kirk, I got the feeling you're not though. I know. It's the real one. I know. I doubt that. I doubt you're the real TJ. TJ, I follow you. Send me a thing on Twitter. I will end the stream and we can have a stream all with you and I, and we can talk about fucking Atlantis nonsense. We can't be friends. No, we can't be friends. I follow you on Twitter. You send me a Twitter message thing. You know, we'll figure it out. Okay. I want to listen to just a little bit more, and then we're going to be done for the day. Because honestly,
and this clearly matches Plato's description, and it becomes even more compelling when you consider that Plato stated that the city of Atlantis opened up to the sea at the south. Well, look at these photos, where you can see that there is an opening at the south of the Richat structure. So if...
That's not the south, my friend. That's the west. Jimmy. I don't think you know what south is, because that's west. South would be straight down in these pictures. If you're aligned, that's not southwest. We reached it in my backyard. What? I did a video with Atlantis 4 years ago. I bet you did. Clearly shows us the. I know south. That's not south, buddy. That's not. No.
There was once water here, and if it neighbored the sea, this would further match Plato's description. I mean, doesn't this match what a waterway outlet would look like?
I mean, it would if it was to the south, but it's not. It's southwest. It's to the west. It's west, my friend. You're an idiot.
And not only that, doesn't the entire region look like it was blasted by flowing water or a tsunami? You can see the striations in the land going from west to east from the ocean. Tell me that this doesn't look like a massive wave or a steady flow of water completely altered the terrain. And it's also worth mentioning that scientists have emphasized that the Richat is heavily eroded, which the circular walls clearly show us. Now, consider Plato's exact words in regards to the aftermath of the cataclysm.
Atlantis is part of the Atlantic, which is now no longer accessible by ship. All right, my friend. No. So, let's go back to your pictures. Can we go back to your pictures? I would like to. Okay. So you are somehow telling me that there was a giant, God, it would have been fucking massive tsunami that somehow reached, what did we decide, 500 kilometers, some amount of kilometers, miles, ludicrous amount of miles, into the middle of fucking Africa, and drowned the circle, which has eroded, and has eroded to the point where on it there is, while it may be as large as you think it is, there is no sign of buildings. There is no sign of bridges. Anything that is or man-made, right? There is just These rings. That is entirely what your base is on, is these rings. And it somehow managed to wipe everything out except for the rings. And it wiped out just the parts that actually look man-made. That's just... God. Drink your disappointments away. I know I want to. I sent you a tweet regarding there's a road going right up to it. Comment. Ah, okay. I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this nonsense. I don't know if I can... Okay, we'll try a little bit more, but I don't think I can handle much more of this.
Steady flow of water completely altered the terrain. And it's also worth mentioning that scientists have emphasized that the Richat is heavily eroded, which the circular walls clearly show us. Now, consider Plato's exact words in regards to the aftermath of the cataclysm. Quote, Atlantis is part of the Atlantic which is no longer accessible by ship. Atlantis, when sunk by the earthquake, became an impassable barrier of mud to voyagers sailing from hence to any part of the ocean. In other words, it became landlocked. Again, if this is the site of Atlantis, and if the details shared by Solon and Plato are true, and if the Richat structure was the site of Atlantis, then it's not hard to see that perhaps a lot of sand or mud was pushed into Africa from the ocean during some sort of catastrophic event. And let's not forget the key detail that he mentioned regarding that the area surrounding Atlantis was a level plain which was smooth and even. Is this not another match when compared to the Richat? Because here you can see multiple views and angles of it. And Plato said that Atlantis was sheltered by mountains to the north that were facing...
I'm done. I'm done. I don't know. I don't know what to tell this guy anymore, besides you're an idiot. I really wish you weren't so popular. I really wish you weren't spewing your nonsense all the time. I really do. But this is where we're at. I don't know what to say anymore. We're gonna end things there because I honestly don't know what to say. So I am at a loss. I am genuinely at a loss as to all of this. Thank you very much for everyone who joined me today and this wonderful Sunday full of booze and Atlantis and other nonsense. Again, thank you very much for Hayden, Michael, for becoming a patron this week. I really greatly appreciate your pledge. Thank you very much. If you ever show up to a stream, you will get a free set of boobs just for you, my friend. Thank you to all my patrons for always here and always wonderful. And thank you all for showing up on a Sunday. You all are the best. Thank you all, and I will see you all next time.